walked forward quite a ways, then turned right where the rice fields ended. I'd never come here before, so I had no idea where to go. I got lost several times, so I may have taken quite a long way around. Maybe I should have gone back home and gotten my bike first. I don't like summer. Just in general, I'm not a fan of summer. June, July, August. Because I like the cold much better. I mean, after all, if I get cold, I can put on clothes. If I'm still cold, I can put on more clothes, etc., etc. I can always put on layers to stay warm. I only got so many clothes I can take off to cool off. And it gets really, really old trying to get by on really, really hot days when the air conditioner just isn't cutting it, or you don't have one. And the only thing I can do, walk into the shower, turn it on, wearing, at least a shirt. Yeah, it might rain a lot in June. Considering what Japan is, it's an island surrounded by water. It would not surprise me if it had pretty steady rain year-round. Considering there's a lot of water in the atmosphere in Japan. But considering about the only thing I can do in some parts of some summers is just walk into the shower wearing a shirt, let the shirt get completely drenched, walk out, towel it off so it stops dripping, and then go sit back in front of a fan. That's why I don't like summers. Hot. It would have made everyone else worry if I'd asked them, so I asked one of our other classmates where Satoko's actual house was. That house was originally her family's, apparently, not their uncle and his wife's. Their house had been bigger, so they had taken it for themselves. Right here. Several houses all in a line. Over there? I was visiting Satoko's house, but didn't particularly intend to meet her there. I didn't mean to spy on the enemy, her mean uncle, either. Maybe I just wanted to be a little closer to her, as her Nini. Where's my snow? I've been asking that for over a year now. We didn't get any snow last winter. We just didn't. Pretty words, but I didn't know if they were true. If what Tomita-kun and the others told me was right, it'd be this house. When I recognized it, my feet grew heavy. What did I come here for? My motive for coming here was absurd. When Mion had said at the end that we were powerless, it made me sort of frustrated. I just wanted to do something, anything other than waste days away praying for a miracle. That's what made me come here. But that was all. Even if I were to witness her uncle actually tormenting Satoko, what could I do? Would I act like a comic book hero, punch the guy in the face, and take Satoko away with me? And then live together somewhere far away? That was ridiculous.
俺は無力だ。
The cicadas' voices, raised in chorus, sounded like they were scoffing at me. As though they were saying that if I couldn't do anything and wouldn't do anything, then I should go back home. I heard a car approaching, so I got out of its way. But the car stopped right behind me, its horn honking shortly once. Annoyed, hadn't I gotten out of their way? I looked behind me, and a familiar face was staring out at me at the driver's side window. Hi, asshole.
監督。
Okay, wrong asshole.
こんにちは、前原さん。 こんなところでお会いするとは本当に奇遇です。お家は近くなんですか？
Me being here wasn't normal. Just as I considered somehow giving him the slip, I noticed Satoko sitting in the passenger seat. Huh?
Satoko?
Satoko got out of the car and began unloading a lot of groceries from the trunk.
買い物の帰りに偶然監督にお会いしたんですのよ。送ってくださるというのでお言葉に甘えたのですわ。
自転車でこんなに買い物をしたら運びきれませんからね。
As Coach spoke, he pulled Satoko's bike from out of the back seat where they'd put it. The grocery bags were big, and there were 4 of them. They all seemed to be packed full and very heavy.
この袋、セブンスマート？おいおい、自転車で行くにはちょっと遠すぎないか？
I looked at the bags, and saw that they were filled to the brim with sake bottles, snacks that you'd eat with sake, and boxes of cigarettes. Their weight was one thing, but their contents were nothing less than luxury items.
監督のおかげで助かりましたわ。ちょっと坂道は辛かったですから。
Satoko gave Coach a smile filled with gratitude. But it was incredibly awkward and even heartrending.
サトコ、この買い物、今晩の晩飯ってわけじゃないだろう。
当然ですわ。私、お酒なんか飲めませんし、おつまみも嫌いですし、タバコなんか吸うわけ。
He made Satoko go to a distant store by himself on her bike, so she could buy dumb shit like this. And what was the uncle doing right now anyway? He must have been working up a good sweat at this very moment if he needed to send Satoko out by herself, right? If not, then how much? How much had Satoko suffered for no reason? I hadn't intended to voice my feelings, but they may have made it into my face. Coach might have noticed because he clapped me on the shoulder. Just then, one of the house windows clattered open, and the face of a vulgar man, the very sight of which made me immediately avert my eyes, emerged from within it. There were no self-introductions necessary. My gut told me that this was the uncle in question. The first thing out of his mouth should have been words of gratitude for Satoko.
Satoko! 缶のガスかけっぱなしで出よったんな、この。
ごめんなさい。でも、すぐに買いに行けって言ったから。
やかましいわ。せっかくの銀条台無しにしよってん。どうしよったんじゃ。
ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。
Satoko miserably apologized over and over, bowing again and again. She could be perfectly described as a small animal. I had no idea what was happening. Satoko finished shopping for all this heavy stuff that wasn't even for dinner. She only managed to come back because she ran into Coach and he drove her home. If she hadn't been found by him, she'd surely still be by herself, panting and moaning, pedaling her bicycle up that steep hill. What was with those words? Those horrible, sleazy words that he said to Satoko? In what country's dictionary did it tell him to say such things? To a young girl who just finished shopping. My anger, of course, wouldn't reach him. The uncle displayed no interest in me, instead shouting at Coach.
おや、 入江の先生じゃないですか。こんにちは。そしたら先生も上がっていきますか。もうオーラスですからすぐ入れますよ。ピンのワンツー何でもありで。
いえ、遠慮します。聡子ちゃんとは偶然お会いしたんで、ちょっとお送りしてあげただけです。すぐに失礼します。
そんなちょっとぐらいやってってくださいな。先生お金持ちじゃないですか。
I didn't even understand what her uncle and coach were talking about. But I knew one thing for sure. None of what he'd said had just been to thank Satoko in any way.
さとこ、とっととカキも持ってこんかい。ビールも冷めてもうた。冷蔵庫から冷えてるの出してくれな。
てっちゃん、娘に厳しすぎや。もうちょいいたわらんとかいそうやで。
あんな娘にはこのくらいでちょうどいいよ。兄貴んちにいた頃からそうでよ。甘やかすと親の言うことをなんも聞かんやっちゃよ。たく。
それよか、てっちゃんの妻だぜよ。
椿さんリーチしよったで。
おお、悪い悪い。
Yeah, even the thugs.
なんね。椿、あんたまたリーチかいな。
It looked like it wasn't just her uncle. Some of his friends were over. Hey, wait. What was he... No, what were they doing? Flinging rude words left and right, making Satoko go shopping for your beer. What were they doing?
町からおじさまのお友達が来てて宴会やってますの。お友達のお夕食もご用意するように言われてますのよ。
なんだよそれ。
Mahjong? He called his friends over for Mahjong. They were too busy playing, so they sent Satoko to buy them a crap load of booze from a faraway store. And the first thing he said to her was how she left the gas on. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
何やってんだよあいつ。麻雀ってそんなのに遊びほうけて聡子にこんなのを買いに行かせるのかよ。
Even though Coach was listening, he pretended he wasn't. There was a line of heavy-looking shopping bags lined up on the ground next to the trunk.
さあ、前原さんも手伝ってあげてください。ほら、男の子なんですから、こっちの重い袋を持ちましょう。
監督、こんなのまかり通っていいんですか。こんなの絶対に。
Coach pretended he hadn't heard that violent outburst either. When I thought about it later, his reaction might have been the best thing he could do in that situation.
私も2つ持ちますから。ほら、前原さんも持つのを手伝ってあげてください。
The bags were packed to the brim with bottles of sake and beer snacks. They were so heavy and so filthy, so unfair. They weren't just heavy in terms of weight. They made me feel mortified. Nothing could have been heavier than that.
ケイツさん、大丈夫ですのよ。
I think everyone would have problems carrying 4 shopping bags full of booze and cigarettes on a bicycle. How can he expect Satoko to do that? He's an asshole. Basically, he just threatened her that she needed to do it, and if she couldn't do it, she was going to get punished. I'm going to guess that's how the conversation went.
自分で持ちますわ。
Satoko mistook my biting back the humiliation as grimacing under the weight, and offered to help.
バカ。俺を舐めるな。
Satoko had never looked down on my physical strength in the slightest.
監督もすみませんわね。重いでしょ？
No, not at all, answered Coach, smiling vaguely, coolly. But I, and I alone, knew. Coach was an adult, so he just knew how to keep his feelings from showing. There was even more anger than I was feeling burning deep in his eyes.
いや重いですね。
Shit! It wasn't very far to the doorstep of Satoko's house, but the bag squeezed my palms and started leaving red marks. Fury welled up in me and the back of my throat stung. But even if it all came gushing out, it wouldn't solve anything. So, just tightly gritting my teeth was as much as I could do.
本当にありがとうございますですわ。監督も圭一さんもおかげで本当に助かりましたでございます。
After we carried them to the back door, Satoko said that was enough. Occasionally, we'd hear the repulsive laughing of her uncle and her friends from within, and my insides would seethe. I knew they weren't ridiculing us, and that was why it made me so mad. They'd made Satoko shop for all this heavy, selfish stuff, then ignored her and laughed amongst themselves as they pleased. It was deeply aggravating. Of course, Coach had to have felt the same way. But if he accidentally let his feelings slip onto his face, he'd only cause Satoko more worry. He knew all that, and spoke coolly, as if to say he didn't care.
いいえ。ささやかでもお力になれたなら幸いです。お手伝いできそうなことがあったらいつでも言ってくださいね。
ええ。お気持ちだけでも本当に嬉しいですわ。
That he feels that way. Those words were sad. Satoko herself was sad and resigned that we could only help her so much. But she was right. No matter how much Coach or I want to help Satoko, this was as much as we could do. I felt absolutely ashamed at not having the power to help her any more than this. Burning, boiling emotions were bubbling up within me and rising into my throat. Trembling all over, I almost started to cry from my fury.
俺も力になれることがあったらいつでも力を貸すから。その頑張れよな。
I wanted to, at least, give her those trite words, saying that I'd help her whenever she wanted.
ええ。ありがとうございますわ。わざわざこうしてここまで来てくださっただけでも嬉しかったですわ。
Satoko seemed to have guessed what I was doing in a place like this. When my house was in the opposite direction from school,
さあ、もう行った方がよろしいですわ。今は酔っ払ってますから、どんな難癖をつけられるかわかりませんわよ。
She felt guilty getting us involved after we'd helped her, because she wanted to be the only one to suffer this misfortune. That's how it looked, and it hurt. I handed my supermarket bag over to Satoko, and then I noticed on the back of Satoko's hand there was something that looked like a bruise.
おい、サトコ、お前まだ熱が。
I knew as much as anyone else how transparent that sounded. I didn't need to hear it from Satoko to know how this bruise came to be.
今年の夏風邪はなかなかしつこいようですわね。
Hit it right into a doorknob, huh?
気になさらないでくださいませ。
嘘だろ。
Coach nudged me in the back, and then he put his index finger to his mouth to chide me for being so loud.
本当にありがとうございましたですわ。では明日、学校でお会いできるといいですわね。
Yeah. I found at least who I hope the next victims of the curse are.
そんな話してないだろ。その手のあざはどうしたって聞いてるんだよ。
The evening glow finally got to a point where I could see the other concealed oval-shaped bruises and traces of swelling. Oval-shaped, huh? And if nothing else, gee, wouldn't it be funny if Satoko were to be demoned away and hidden in, say, Rina's basement? That would be funny if that happened. Maybe it would even scare off the jerk uncle. If yet another person he was anywhere near fell victim to the curse. And if that didn't work, setting fire to the house might get him to move. One of the two, you know. Something. On her neck, her legs, and other places too.
階段から落ちたんですのよ。
It would be proof of abuse to see a bunch of oval-shaped bruises all over her, yes. That very moment, my violent, rampaging emotions were about to burst their way out of my throat. I found my mouth being tightly clamped down on. Dude, same. Coach was pressing down on my mouth from behind, wrapping me tightly with his hands. Because of that, I couldn't say anything. I could only groan, which I did. That was all I could do. I needed to expel all the magma sitting deep within me, because otherwise I'd surely explode into a million pieces at that very moment. So I groaned. I groaned. From my mouth, from my whole body, while heat fell in drops from my eyes. I groaned and groaned. I groaned to the point of exhaustion. You got to imagine that the voice actor for Keiichi here looked down at the sheet and went, I've got to do what? I wrung absolutely everything out of myself. Even having lost my voice, I was still wringing it all out.
気持ちはわかります。わかりますから前原さん。今だけこらえてください。お願いですから。
Endure it for now? And then what, huh? What would happen to her, to Satoko? Her body and mind were wounded, and she was being made to suffer like this. Can you not even let me howl in vain at it? Is that it, Coach? Are we this powerless, So powerless that we can't even fucking scream from the bottom of our hearts? The voices of the Higurashi made me calm down. I didn't know how long it had been. Satoko abruptly gave a slight bow.
ありがとうございますですわ、ケイチさん。
Yeah, so far this is the best Keiichi. Dude is... Ugh.
サトコ、
今、ケイチさんが本当のニーニーみたいに見えました。
Ooh, those are dangerous words for Keiichi right about now.
私の本当のニーニーはいなくなってしまったけど。
God damn it, you weren't supposed to actually know that.
私にはケイチさんというニーニーがいてくれる。
そうだ。俺がお前のニーニーだ。お前が辛い時絶対に助けてやるから。ニーニーがサトコをきっと助けてやるからな。
Satoshi Hojo, you fucking idiot. If not now, then when? Satoko, she's never been in more pain in her life. If her Nini doesn't save her now, then when will he? Why did you run away? Why did you abandon her? Why did you leave Satoko behind? Yeah, the thug's even like, dude, man, you gotta back off some. You don't have any right to call yourself Satoko's Nini.
俺は逃げないからな。
え？
絶対に逃げない。
Yeah, he could be one of the higher-ups in the mob hierarchy. That, yeah, they really can't risk, you know, disrespecting too much there.
サトシみたいにお前を見捨てて逃げたりしない。絶対に俺はお前を見捨てない。
Oops. Dang it, Keiichi, you were doing so well. Tears trickled down from Satoko's eyes. And then she narrowed her eyes into a smile.
さよなら。
Yeah, we're pretty sure that Satoshi is dead. We're pretty sure he was demoned away. And he was the second victim that we just never found the corpse of last year.
ニーニー。
But yeah, Keiichi is jumping to a conclusion there. They've been doing that all chapter.
大丈夫ですわ。今のニーニーので私いっぱい力をもらいましたから大丈夫。明日まで頑張れますから大丈夫。だからね、今日はさよならでございますわよ。
There was no way that I could say, bye, see you tomorrow. And then, from inside the house came a throaty, disgusting voice.
サトコ、はよ乾きも持ってこんかい。
さあ、ニーニー、早く行ってくださいませ。もう、私は大丈夫ですから。早く。
行きましょう、前原さん。これ以上はかえって聡子ちゃんに迷惑をかけます。
監督、
Yeah, this did get a lot more personal.
ニーニーのお家はちょっと遠いんですの。申し訳ございませんが、送ってあげていただけます？
ええ、わかりました。
Coach grabbed me by the collar, and with strength I couldn't imagine him having, started dragging me away. And I, unable to oppose him, started getting farther away from Satoko. She waved her hand to us, expression still dark, and disappeared through the back door.